Guys, today we've got Fear of God trying to make a comeback. This might actually be the death of fake sneakers, and you might finally be able to actually buy Travis Scott's Jordan. Welcome to Sneaky Sundays. It feels good to be back. Now, we had a pretty insane weekend and week. There was a bunch of crazy drops, so let's kick this off with the first one to recap, the Cortez Nike Air Trainer Huarache. These dropped exclusively through Cortez's website. This is just the gray color. I think there's two other ones that are gonna come up very soon. There was a bunch of other clothing and stuff like that. Very interested to hear your guys' opinion on these. Huge release for the weekend was the Wu-Tang Nike Dunks, and I'm just gonna let me just put up this image over here and just we got them. Let me know if you got them as well. Drop it down in the comments. A$AP Rocky and Puma's collaboration dropped. This is the second installment. Bunch of different colorways of clothing and sneakers. I thought it was pretty dope. Let me know if you picked anything up. The Olive 9s dropped. I think they're still available in a full family size run if you do want to pick them up, and that is about it. Some real bangers in there. Let me know what you scooped up, but we need to get into this upcoming stuff because there is a lot to get through. So let's kick this off with a very interesting first leak. This is the upcoming Ma Maniere Air Jordan 3 special project. They're calling this one Diffused Blue. So I think the first kind of big thing that we can talk about is the fact that they're finally switching up the color scheme. You can see that they've gone with some kind of like bluish color instead of the regular burgundy that we've seen on all of the other ones, and it's not bad. It's really not bad. You can see that they've sailed out all of the plastic elements like the back tab as well as the midsole is also sail. I'm sure they're going to throw in some sail laces as well. And you know what? Fair enough. Like, solid work, Ma Maniere. You did change up the color scheme because I think people were getting a little bit tired of the same color scheme over and over again. But honestly, I feel like people might be getting tired of Ma Maniere releases in general. Just seeing the decline from like where they were at when they first dropped the 3s and stuff like that, and like how the hype for those things were insane. People thought those were like sneaker of the year. Then, you know, they did the 4s, they did the 1s, and it just slowly kept dropping until now we're seeing some sizes sitting on shelves for like the recent 4s and the 3s. So I'm not entirely sure what people really think about this. You can let me know down in the comment section, but are people getting tired of Ma Maniere collabs, or are they getting tired of Ma Maniere doing very similar color schemes? Either way, I don't think this one's bad. It's interesting to see they're doing another pair of Jordan 3s. These are going to be dropping spring 2025. I know that we're going to be getting a bunch of other Ma Maniere collaborations next year as well. But these are going to be dropping very soon, so I do want to just pre-warn you. The Lil Yachty Nike Air Force 1 Low. This is the Concrete Boys collaboration. We actually have some official retailer images to take a look at, and it's a little bit interesting because now we don't have that custom box like was shown or leaked earlier on. So instead of the really cool box, which I was pretty excited about, you're getting this one over here. Not entirely sure why they switched it up. Maybe this one was just for friends and family, but it's like, really, would it kill you to throw in a different box? What's up with that? Either way, these images come from Foot Patrol, a big retailer here in the UK, so we know that these are going to have a decent release, not just through the Nike Sneakers app. There's going to be a bunch of different retailers that are going to get them in. These are dropping very, very soon. Again, we don't have a specific release date, just at some point in November, but since we're getting these shots now, I would expect within the next couple weeks. House of Heat is saying around the 16th and 17th. Another one that's right around the corner is the Nike Air Max Sunder Kids of Immigrants collaboration. Again, we have two different colorways now. I don't know if we actually mentioned that there was two different colorways. So there's this purple one, but then there's also one that's kind of unseen, this orange one. Maybe one of them is going to be a friends and family exclusive, because I know that we've seen a bunch of leaks of this purple pair, but we've only just got some shots of this orange pair, which I don't know. This is very different for an Air Max Sunder. They changed a decent amount of like elements on here. I don't think it's too bad. If you're interested in a pair of Sunders, they're nice and comfy. The retail price on these is $190. And as of right now, we're not entirely sure what the exact release date is. I know that this Sneaker News is saying December, so that could be the date. But I know that a lot of other people are saying that they were supposed to drop here in November. So just keep that in mind. They're going to be dropping relatively soon. These are official images, so I would not be surprised if we see a late November release. Adidas just dropped some official images of their upcoming Bape collaboration, and this time they're doing it on the Adidas Orchetro. This is a model that I feel like Adidas kind of put on ice for a minute. It's a decent kind of retro style model, and I think what Bape did here is actually not bad. Like, they added the little Bape logo coming in, which kind of makes these things look like just a regular Bape runner shoe. Black and white one's a very safe option as well, and then you've got the purple one. Not really my favorite, but these are official images, and even even though we don't have a specific release date. And as soon as we get an update, I will let you guys know. So you guys remember that crazy Oregon Ducks Nike collaboration that like shut down Flight Club or something because so many people wanted to get them? They were super limited, I think 5,000 pairs. Well, we're getting another shot at this triple black colorway, and these ones go hard. These things are super clean. So a lot of really interesting elements on here and a lot of swapped out materials and stuff. I do think they keep a little bit of that what the DNA, as you can see like around the back. On one side you've almost got like a wing print in that leather material, and then on the other one it almost looks like you've got some kind of like steel imprint. These ones are going to be a lot more wearable than those other ones. Those ones were like super wild colors, and obviously it's a what the, so the left and right is slightly different, but these ones just have like that anthracite gray all over them, and obviously the black suede. These almost look like an SB in comparison to like a regular pair of Dunks. You've got the mini Nike swoosh around the toe box. It looks like you've got some kind of velvety suede sock liner. You've got a suede patch on the tongue which has ducks of a feather on one side and then just the Nike branding on the other. Same detail around the back, and then obviously underneath you've got that ducks of a feather. Now this third colorway is going to be dropping very soon. We're not entirely sure. It just says holiday 2024. They do retail for a whopping $300 though, which is pretty ridiculous and insane, and they're only going to be dropping at GOAT and Flight Club just like the last ones. This is a little interesting one from Nike. We've got an upcoming sub 100 model which apparently is the most impressive in years. Now when I saw this I was like, okay, really, like what are we talking about here? Is this really going to be an impressive pair of shoes? And I was like, you know what, I like these things visually. It's called the Nike Air Zoom Upturn SC. I'm not entirely sure what SC stands for, but they do look like they have a giant air zoom unit around the back, which could actually be pretty cool. So these are going to retail for $95, which is pretty decent. I think Nike should be pumping out more affordable models. They've been like increasing the prices on so many different sneakers now, especially with the retros. It's going to be a 2025 drop, so at some point, we're not entirely sure the exact release date. They look pretty cozy. Speaking of 2025 releases, we just got official looks at the upcoming Air Jordan 4 Pine Green. Now this is of course the RM version that they have decided to just throw the pine green colorway on, which is a very interesting move. I mean, it's not bad, but it does just kind of make this pair of shoes seem like one of those rip-off Jordans. Funny thing is, they also just dropped a black hat colorway in the RMs as well, so I think they're doing a lot of like super clean, iconic Jordan 4 colorways, and then just throwing it on a pair of RMs. Either way, these are going to be dropping in 2025, and these are official images, so I imagine it's within the first couple weeks of 2025. So if you're interested in these, just be on the lookout. And also, let me know what you think about them down in the comments. Fear of God and Adidas just showed off their next signature sneaker model. I believe this is called the Adidas Fear of God Basketball 2, as opposed to the one that we got earlier this year. And this is them right over here, looking very different, and I don't know, I think they're better looking. Like, there's just something about the shape and just the overall like minimalistic nature of them. I think they look very strong, but they do look a lot cheaper. So, like, the basketball ones looked super premium and great quality, like you would expect a premium price tag on those, but these ones, and I just know Fear of God is gonna charge a premium for these, they just don't look as expensive. So this is what they look like in hand. You can see they've got like the 3 stripes just kind of waving down the side in a kind of mesh material. And there's one thing looking at these things in hand, they've also got a high version, but another thing looking at them on foot, because when I saw this shot, I was like, damn, they actually look really solid. I really hope that they included some kind of boost or some soft cushioning underneath, but I don't mind them. I think this is an interesting direction to go in. Very minimal. I just hope that they make these things a little bit more affordable than the $250 price tag that the first ones came with. Let me know your thoughts on these, and are we going to see some bangers from Fear of God and Adidas next year? Because that's when I believe these are going to be dropping. Sticking with Adidas, they still find time to do shit like this. We've got a freaking Adidas roller skate now. Now, it's not just like a random roller skate that they're releasing. They're literally throwing this on the Superstar model. They've just, you know, chucked some wheels underneath it. At first I thought, like, you know, if they do one of those shoes that kind of, you know, like the wheels can kind of hide underneath and then they kind of flick out, that could be pretty cool. But I mean, I don't know. This is a very interesting interesting way to go with this pair of shoes. These are going to be dropping next year, so anybody who roller skates, you got 3 different options at least. I think there's going to be a couple more as well. We just got the best looks yet at the upcoming Rare Air Jordan 1. This is the Cinnabar colorway. I'm so intrigued now after seeing this pair. What's the whole storyline between this Rare Air Jordan thing that they're doing next year? Because we've got the 4s, we've got the 3s that are also upcoming, we've got another pair of Jordan 1s, and then we've got this one which seems completely different from all of the rest of them. It's just completely transformed to look, I would say, a little bit more like a Zoom Comfort Jordan 1, like with all of these overlapping leather panels. Either way, you've got double lacing, which is pretty interesting. You've got a very fluffy sock liner, which looks actually pretty cozy, and just overall the color scheme is very, very nice. These are going to be dropping April 2025, and I assume they're going to be alongside all of the rest of the Rare Air shoes, or at least staggered a little bit. All right, let's get into some of this Travis Scott news, which thankfully we have some good news to talk about. So let's kick it off with the upcoming Jumpman Jack Dark Mocha. These are going to be dropping on November the 16th. This is what we thought. Again, there was some kind of conflicting rumored release dates of like November the 13th, but I believe it's going to be November the 16th. That is the time frame where Travis Scott is performing at ComplexCon, so it kind of makes sense they do a sneaker release with that. But the really good news is that these are going to have more pairs, which is something that I was saying I really hope they do the next Jumpman Jacks with a lot higher stock, because the sales and the University Red colorway were just so ridiculously limited that it just hyperinflated the resale price, and it just made them, like, anybody who wanted to try out this sneaker for the first time, this is going to be your best shot. So the stock number is apparently going to be 3 times the amount of the sale colorway, which I think is pretty decent. And I think you can kind of tell by the aftermarket prices, like the early pairs, I think for the sales it was like in the thousands, but this pair is significantly less. It's still pretty expensive, but obviously this is for like the early pairs. Like hardly anybody is buying this. I think they've done, yeah, about 292 sales, and we can see that the price dipped down to about 380 bucks. So I imagine after the release these will probably settle at about 300, depending on if there is actually that amount of pairs. Like, what is this sale colorway going for at the moment? This is, we're looking at about $500-600. I think if you haven't tried this sneaker model out, it's worth it on this one, because it's a very, very nice pair to kind of throw on. It's got the Travis Scott colors, kind of like the original Jordan 1s that they did. So let me know what you think about these. Are you going to be going for them when they do drop? Let me know down in the comments. Now, that's not the last Travis Scott that we're going to be seeing here in 2024. We've got 2 other sneakers. So the next one is going to be the Nike collab that he's doing. This is the Zoom Field Jacks, and this is the light chocolate colorway. We just got some official images. These are supposed to be dropping at some point this holiday season for $170. So I expect these to drop late November or early December. So with these official images, you can see that there's like a few nice changes that they made to these in comparison to like the super limited all over sale ones. Now you've got different materials like the mesh, which I think is pretty dope. You've got obviously the suede around the back, and you've got a little bit of change up in branding over here. You've got the cactus branding on the inside, and the final Travis Scott sneaker that's dropping this year is a pair of Jordan 1s. This is the velvet brown, and we also just got official retailer images of these things, or maybe it's even the official Nike images. But if we scroll down, here we go, and you can really see that they have gone hard with the materials. Like, they look super premium. You've got this very nice tumbled leather Nike swoosh. You've got the, I guess this is all suede on the upper. It looks like it's going to feel really, really good. This kind of reminds me of like the Phantoms that they dropped, where the materials were really, really nice. And especially considering that that's just like an all over black shoe, you hope that they do something special with it, like make premium materials. And I think that's the same idea with these, because yeah, other than the materials, you are getting a very monochromatic, just brown pair of shoes, which is a little bit of a tougher one to kind of work into your rotation and your style. These are going to be dropping December the 21st. Let me know if you're going to be going for them. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Final bit for Travis Scott. This is going to be a 2025 release, but this is the Leche Blue, and last time I called it Lech Blue. It's Leche Blue, apparently, according to you guys. Spring 2025, we're going to be getting these. We just got some on-foot shots, and in my opinion, this is the colorway to go for. Like, not the other light chocolate ones. This is the color. I just love that little hit of blue on here. They also kind of remind me of the PlayStation Dunks just because of that blue. I don't know, maybe maybe I'm way off on that, but you get some nice sail overlays and of course that dark chocolate color. Other than that, this sneaker model in general hasn't really interested me, but this colorway, in my opinion, is the best one. No specific release date in spring, just at some point next year. I'm sure we'll get some more release information very soon. Salehe, Bembury, and Crocs are going to be dropping another colorway in the Juniper sneaker. This time, it's the Sud colorway. So this was teased by Salehe Bembury himself. He posted this, probably to Instagram. And yeah, this is going to be a tough ask. I'm not gonna lie. This colorway is not my favorite, just the green with the yellow with the orange. Now, I really wanted to like this pair of shoes. I bought the, what was it, the white colorway, and they're just so heavy. They're not as comfortable as I thought they were gonna be. So it would have to be a really, really nice colorway for me to actually go for. Considering the white colorway is so low, like below under retail, I don't know if people are gonna be really hyped to go after these things, but I don't know. Maybe you love this colorway. Let me know down in the comment section. No specific release date, just at some point soon. Nigo and Nike are still going to be dropping a couple more collabs before the year close out. This is the Baroque Brown colorway dropping holiday 2024, so either this or next month, probably next month in December, and this is what they look like. Not a bad colorway, just a bit of a wild option to go with. You got like this freaking bear fur all over it. I do like the you know, the gray and the green. I think that's a nice combo with the brown. I'd actually be really interested to try this sneaker model out. I didn't manage to get the prime color pair, whatever that one was. Let me know if you tried these things out. Is it worth going for? What are they like on foot? Be on the lookout, and if there's any more updates, I'll let you guys know. Soulfly and Jordan Brand are teaming up to drop a Baroque Brown Air Jordan 12 next month. This is what they look like. Just a nice little subtle switch from, you know, that bottom color. They're adding some like mocha vibes to it, which I really, really like the look of. So it's gonna have some kind of coffee shop or coffee inspired storyline to it. There's some better shots on foot. Really nice dark brown that contrasts the white very nicely. December the 6th, these things are going to be dropping. Couple updates for some big heavy hitters that are going to be dropping next month. We got some official retailer images of the upcoming Air Jordan 1 High 85 Bred. What are we thinking about these things, guys? Just keep in mind, February is when they're going to be dropping, and February is stacked. So I would really like to know, considering the shoes that we're getting, which is, you know, the black toes, the Union ones, black metallic 5s, you gonna be going for these or are you gonna pass? So they retail for $250. These are, again, the official images, so you could just kind of see there's not really any surprises here. It looks exactly like any other 85 release that we saw over the past couple of years. They look like they're gonna have that kind of stiffer leather, which is inferior according to the internet, people who have cut them apart. Rose Anvil said that these are basically Air Force One leather, which is, yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing to say. I mean, people are spending $250 on these. They're gonna want something a little bit more premium, but I don't know if this pair of shoes provides that, unless they've changed something up in that department. February 14th, to be exact, is when these are gonna be dropping, but of course, we also got a little update on the Black Metallic 5 Reimagined, a must-have for a lot of people. This is a huge release, and I think a lot of people are excited for this one. We've also got some official images of these. You can see the reflective piping, the white laces, the nice iced out outsole. I think people are pretty like happy with this reimagining. Like, as far as, you know, controversial reimaginings go, this one, in my opinion, is solid. I like them. Some more little details on these. I don't think there's anything I'm too mad about. Again, these are also going to be dropping in February, specifically on the 8th. So yeah, let me know where your priorities stack up. Are you going to be going for these? Are you going to be going for those Bred ones? What's your little priority list of the month of February? Because it's going to be chaos. Final story for today. This one is insane, and it might just be the beginning of the end for the entire fake sneaker market. AI can now authenticate sneakers by smelling them. This is an insane update that I never thought I would see, and when I first saw this, I was like, oh, it's gonna be some gimmicky thing, but no, this actually has legitimate legs to it. So a little bit of a background. This company is Osmo over here. They developed the teleportation of scent. That sounds crazy, but basically, like, the general premise is, you know how we have the teleportation of other senses, like hearing. We can make phone calls and it's the teleportation. Visually, we can, you know, teleport vision by watching TV. You know, that's not originating on your TV, it's being teleported in. So the same concept applies with smell. They managed to do it. They dropped a little video. I'm not going to get into all of the details because it's pretty complex, but they literally managed to digitize the scent of a plum, and they go through the whole process in this video over here, which is pretty interesting. Point is, this technology could be used in so many different applications. Like, imagine you watch a movie, and instead of just watching it, you also smell the different things that are going on. Like, cooking channels on YouTube have the smells popping through your phone. It could be pretty crazy. How is all of that going to authenticate your shoes? Well, basically, they go into the details here where, as we all know, when somebody is authenticating your sneakers, they do a sniff test. And this is because usually products from China or wherever these fake products are being manufactured, they have a very distinct smell to them. And that's just because the factory that's producing them usually use inferior products, inferior glue and stuff like that, which has a very specific and strong smell. So Ozma Labs worked with a big sneaker resale platform. They didn't want to disclose who it is, but we can assume it's probably StockX or GOAT or eBay. And they did a few pilot tests where they tested, I think, 10 pairs of genuine shoes and 10 pairs of counterfeits. And that's just for one of the models. And then for the other ones, they used 50 pairs of real shoes and 20 fakes. And this AI could smell the fakes with 95% accuracy. Now, this is where the first thing that came to mind, I was like, okay, well, what if these fake manufacturers just decided to solely work on matching the smell and making sure that there's no scent along with these shoes? Surely that would just, you know, kind of make all of this redundant. No, this company has actually thought about that. This might just be the first and only method of 100% making sure that shoes are actually authentic. Osmo similarly imagines brands being able to integrate odorless molecules that it creates into products, offering unmistakable verification for their origins. So these brands could mix this odorless molecule into its ingredients like glue and possibly even add it to clothing, making it an eligible form for authentication. So imagine, instead of like adding NFC tags or just, you know, whatever the other ways that they would hypothetically use, they just add an odorless molecule into the product in some way, and this AI can authenticate it just by smelling it. Now, this could be used by sneaker resale platforms, this could be used by the brands themselves, and it could also be used by law enforcement to stop all of these fakes coming into the country in the first place. Now, all of this is just a potential of what the future could look like, but we do know that the growing amount of counterfeit goods is increasing, and it's going up and up and up. So a lot of these brands are looking towards different technologies like this to kind of counteract that. This could be absolutely insane, and if it is integrated in a very easy and affordable way, I think a lot of people, a lot of these big companies will eventually adopt something like this. But let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section. Is this actually the end of fakes, or is this just another gimmick? That wraps it up, but again, we do this every single Sunday, so make sure that you do not skip an episode by subscribing to the channel, and if you want to check out another video, just click that one right over there.